Coming up on County Colours. After the last-minute victory against Kent in the National Cup, there's a nervous wait to find out who the team will face in the quarterfinals. Do Devon have what it takes to reach the last four?
Well, I'd like to say as well, we've got a big, basically month really starting from today.
And as their connection grows on the pitch, their popularity reaches new heights off it as the journey continues. This is Team Football. Having found a way to defeat Kent in the last 16 of the English Schools FA Inter-County Cup, Devon now face a nervous wait to find out who their opponents will be in the quarterfinals in January. And whilst further challenges are on the horizon, programme lead and coach Nick Garlick is keen to enjoy and reflect on a game that will live long in the memory, paying tribute to the team's determination in the face of adversity.
I think it was a really fascinating game to kind of be involved in, to kind of watch from the sidelines. Kent surprised us. They came out from the starting blocks with a front four, and we had to kind of adapt our shape to that. Obviously went 1-0 down early, a little bit of a defensive mix-up at our end, but then we were able to kind of get a bit of control around the game again, kind of fight our way into it, got level before half-time, and then it was, I think Kent probably feel a little bit unfortunate not to potentially have got the result, but our boys were fantastic. The work rate, the effort levels from all 16 involved, it was really, really good to see. And actually, to get that last-minute winner to take us into the quarterfinals here, amazing scenes. You could tell the parents were really up for it, the players were loving it. To kind of get that, and then actually, crikey, I say last minute, we nearly. For a great save by Maka at the end, just to kind of keep that score at 2-1 and see the game out, and to be in the last 8 in our first year back in the tournament is really, really pleasing.
2 weeks after the last 16 win over Kent, programme leads Nick and Jake are expecting the quarter-final draw to be made any minute.
Oh, Nick, it's time. Go on. I've just found out who our quarter-final opponents are.
Okay, go on.
Hampshire away.
Oh, nice. We wanted something new, someone different. So that's really good.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I've also just found out our route to the final as well. If we win, it is a home semi-final against either Essex or Dorset.
That would be so good.
Imagine a home semi-final,
so
innit?
So good.
Wow.
But let's try and get through it. One game at a time.
One game at a time.
Having beaten Kent in the last 16, Devon's prize is a trip to Romsey to face Hampshire, a repeat of the Devon Under 16 girls' last 16 tie earlier in the season. On that occasion, Devon needed extra time to overcome Hampshire 2-1, thanks to a Sophie Pearce wonder goal and an extra time winner from Molly Stroud. If that tie is anything to go by, Devon are set for a tricky test on the south coast.
Really looking forward to it. I think again it's another county that we've not faced in the last couple of years. Don't really know what to expect. You can look at the results in previous rounds of the National Cup and get a bit of an idea based on who we've played and so on. But it's last 8 now, isn't it? So it's going to be quality teams that you come up against regardless. They're teams that have won 1 or 2 games to be here, and they're going to want it as much as we do. So we'll go there. We'll go up on the morning. We'll pick the squad that we think is going to give us the best chance of progressing to the final 4, we will just kind of go there and try and make it as the best environment possible for us to go and succeed.
Off the pitch, a big focus for programme leads Jake and Nick has been creating an all-round experience for the squad, simulating as close to a professional environment as possible that goes beyond just turning up and playing football. With a more rounded programme, the players have better memories to look back on in years to come. It provides better exposure for the next stages of their footballing careers, as well as making the programme more valuable, with commercial partners playing a huge role in supporting representative team football. And maybe slightly unexpectedly, a TikTok featuring the team goes somewhat viral. However, they're certainly better at playing football than guessing where a football is on the picture. Nevertheless, the enthusiasm and buy-in from the lads this season for what is going on behind the scenes is something that makes the coaching team very proud.
Oh, it's been incredible. From day one, from the trials, just their application to things, always wanting to learn, always keen to kind of understand new methods and how we want them to play and how we want them to train. But I think above all, they love being here. They love being part of the programme. They love being part of the environment that we create for them. And I think overall, yes, they love football, but they love being part of a group as well. Do you know what? We can't thank their parents enough, because obviously without them, they're supporting, kind of taking them to games, kind of commuting to games. It's been such a rewarding experience to be part of, because if it wasn't for them and it wasn't for the sponsors of the players as well, I think it's quite simple, we wouldn't be in this position that we're in. And they've just made the programme to be that much more enjoyable.
With a well-earned break over Christmas before the team are back in action in the new year, excitement levels are rising as the season builds towards something extremely special. It's January, and the County FA headquarters have barely been open for a day after the new year, and the lads are hard at work, training at the county ground ahead of a huge month. Devon's first assignment of 2026 is the biggest game of the season so far, the quarterfinal of the English Schools FA Inter-County Cup against Hampshire, so every chance the coaches get to work with the team is taken full advantage of.
Great turnout, considering that's only the 2nd of January and there's 17, 18 lads here. It just shows their commitment to wanting to do well in what competitions we're left in January. But like I said as well, we've got a big, basically month really, starting from today.
With the Great British weather wreaking havoc with the footballing calendar, the focus for January is very much on the biggest game of the season so far, with the game against Hampshire set to be played in Romsey on a 3G pitch. So whatever the weather, we will have a result. With 2 weeks until game day, the work on the training pitch is done. Now all the team can do is wait and hope they can deliver on the day. On the back of a 3-hour journey, Devon arrive at Ganja Farm Sports Park in Romsey, knowing a win will secure them a first semi-final since the county won the competition during the 2007-08 season. However, lose and the journey on the national stage would be over, so it's a game that needs no introduction.
You don't need much introduction to the game today. It is a quarter-final. We are 2 games from the central final, but you're going to have to give it everything. From that first whistle, in the warm-up, everything just needs to be empty today. Okay, I know we've got another game Tuesday, but let's just completely forget that for a minute. But just be creative. Don't be predictable, because if you're predictable, it's just make their job 10 times easier.
All the preparation is now done. It's now up to the squad to deliver what everyone knows they're capable of.
Come on, Devon!
Devon are just 80 minutes from a semi-final and begin the game against Hampshire with intent. Ben Jolly winning an early corner, which ultimately leads to nothing, but it's a sign that Devon are starting this game on the front foot. And it doesn't take long for that positive start to just get that little bit better.
Body! Have a go, go on! Yeah, can we support! Oh, Cuffy, fantastic!
Yet again, it's the self-proclaimed menace, Jake Cuff, causing absolute mayhem. He holds off one centre-back after receiving the ball from Charlie Oram, spins him and darts towards the penalty area. Whilst the defender is able to recover, his clearance falls to the feet of Oram, who caresses the ball into the bottom corner, ensuring Devon's positive start is rewarded with a goal. The dream start for Devon, and an early goal to settle any nerves that there may have been. However, if you've not been watching the journey so far, it's never that simple, and Hampshire come oh so close to an equaliser. An effort is parried by Macker in goal, and the Hampshire striker reacts quickest, but Mack is equal to the task, throwing himself at the ball and smothering the goal-bound effort, preserving Devon's advantage.
I think anyone that's kind of fortunate enough to be around, I'll say a professional setup like Torquay, but have that kind of experience, training with the keepers, being around it, I think there's clearly something there. So he's a big character in the group. He's always one of the first to be here. And you can kind of see that sort of concentration. He understands football.
The team go in search of a second goal that would surely give them just a little bit more breathing room. First, Thomas Ross forces a good save from the host's goalkeeper before Jack Brown fires just wide. Whilst Devon certainly looked the more threatening, at this stage in the competition, taking your chances is vital. And vital it proves. Just when Devon looked the more likely to score next, Hampshire wind up for a long free kick. their centre-half pumps it in the direction of their striker, who's able to ghost into the space and guide a perfectly placed header into the far corner, wiping out Devon's advantage with less than 20 minutes on the clock. Undeterred by conceding an equaliser, Devon know with Hampshire's tails up, they have to be the team to score next, and they quickly set about that mission, Thomas Ross sending a free kick inches wide of the goalkeeper's post. And their bounce-back ability pays dividends, and it's the menace up top. Whilst there is a giant green pole in the way, we promise you, this is a great goal. Thomas Ross feeds Ben Jolly out wide, he cuts it onto his right foot and sends a brilliant cross into the opposition box, and there's Jake Cuff to glance the ball beyond the keeper into the back of the net and restore Devon's advantage. Hampshire have barely been level 5 minutes and Devon are back in front.
I think getting that assist with Charlie, I think it gave us a bit of leeway just to hold off the attacks and then Jolly whipped the ball in, header into the top corner.
With Devon's advantage restored, the Hampshire charge is inevitable, and they fashion an opening which Macca is equal to again. Another chance for the home side is thwarted at the second attempt by the man between the sticks, but it's Devon who have the last say of the half, Ben Jolly drilling a shot which is comfortably saved by the Hampshire keeper. Devon lead at the break, but with 40 minutes left to play, it's crucial Nick and Jake get their messaging right at the half-time interval.
Now it's 40 minutes, they've got 40 minutes to try and save their competition. We're 40 minutes away from the next round. Okay, so I've heard little bits there already which I completely agree with. They are very, very direct hand wings. Now looking for those little diagonals, get behind, right to the byline, little loft back in or cut back in and then try and get someone running on. So be extremely careful with that.
The key message from the players at the half-time break was that the next goal is the really important one. Score and you have a 2-goal advantage with time on your side. Concede the next goal and all of a sudden the momentum is with your opponents. So naturally, Devon come out with the same intent that they started the first half with. And with the game opening up, Rossi picks out Jack Brown sprinting into the area with a huge crossfield pass. Jack Brown brings it down, sells the dummy to the defender and the keeper, but his effort slides agonisingly past the post. Unable to fashion any real opportunities, Hampshire have a speculative effort from range which Macca is able to save comfortably. Just when the game has reached a little bit of a lull, Hampshire strike. A harmless long ball causes trouble for the Devon defence, and whilst the giant green pole is still in the way of the camera, the Hampshire striker pounces to poke it past Mack in goal and bring the home side level. That all-important goal we were talking about? Well yeah, Hampshire has scored it and Devon now have to find something from somewhere with the scores now level. With the scoreline at 2-2, Hampshire fancy their chances. If the team are going to get through this, they need to stand up and be counted. On this journey so far, we've met some of the big voices in the squad. Now it's time to meet arguably the biggest.
I'm Ollie Ashby, I play left centre back and for Elberton Villa. Probably my first of the game, played a friendly, played year above, managed to score 2. Don't know how, but managed it. I like to try and be a big voice in the team, more of a leader sort of style, but then calm the boys down when I need to as well. Just growing up really, I've always wanted to win stuff, that's the main thing. So yeah. I think it's just beneficial for the team, like if going down, say 1-0 down, you need a big voice to try and get the team back up and running again, get the game flowing.
Yeah, it's big because together it's not just me who leads the team on, it's from all of us. And Ollie's one of the big lads in doing so. And without me, without him, without some of the others, may not be possible, but what we do bring is we bring a voice to the team.
Devon have shown bucket loads of character already this campaign, but they're going to have to dig deeper than ever if they're going to win this one. And spurred on, somehow they find their second wind. First, Thomas Ross whips a free kick goal-bound, forcing the Hampshire shot stopper into a smart save. And then pinball in the penalty area ends with Jake Stagg firing narrowly over the bar. Devon are really pushing for a third and potentially winning goal. The biggest strength of this Devon team is that they never know when they're beaten. Jake Stagg powers his way into the area before a hefty collision with the keeper, and then Thomas Ross draws yet another save. The chances are coming, surely. something sooner or later has to give. Or will it ultimately be the hope that kills you?
Even just when we first arrive, you can tell everyone just knows how serious it is, sort of thing. In the warm-up, there's no mucking about, everyone's just straight on it, straight away.
Ollie put it better than I ever could. When the team are locked in, there's nothing that can stop them. We've said they've got bucket loads of determination. We know how much character they've got. But when you sprinkle in a little bit of magic alongside it, well, we'll show you what happens next. Devon find a way. Devon always find a way. With less than 15 minutes remaining, Miko picks the pocket of the Hampshire midfielder. Rossi takes aim. He fires the ball past the stranded keeper. It's that man again, Thomas Ross with the goal, and surely this time Devon won't let it slip.
I was thinking we got the winner, but there was 10 minutes to go, so I wanted to keep the winner and still carry on with the game.
We then had to kind of, dig in and see what we could do. And when going 1-0 up quite quick, we then thought, right, let's see if we get 2 or 3, which chances were missed, and then went 1-1, and then went 2-1, and then 2-2, and then with a bit of magic from Thomas, we scored the third.
Probably when you score a goal, I would obviously run off and think, oh, that's a goal, we've nearly won the game. But thinking about resetting and anything can happen in the next moment, so.
Devon needed to find something from somewhere, and they found it. Where, you ask? Well, they found it on the boots of Thomas Ross. His 4th goal of the National Cup has put Devon on the brink of a semi-final.
Yeah, goodie, good.
With the clock ticking down, surely there's no time for Hampshire to respond now, as minutes become seconds. Hampshire fashion one more opportunity. The ball evades absolutely everyone. Arriving at the back post is their striker, waiting to roll it in. He beats Macca, but on the line, Ethan Rowe, as cool as you like, takes a touch and gets rid of it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Maybe some things are just meant to be.
Hold it there! Good team. Hold it! Fantastic. Hold it! Win something!
The way we started the game with the good intensity they had, it was just a good all-round performance. We definitely deserved to win. I think it's been a very good journey, a lot of good experiences, obviously going up and down the country, national games. I've seen a huge difference since we first started. I think we've seen that in the last National Cup game as well.
Together, being together and just being helpful. Yeah, I do, because we stay strong right to the end and we battled every minute.
I mean, obviously very good, but I think we can go all the way, so get this semi-final out of the way and then go through to the finals.
I couldn't ask for a better bunch of people to help us, to be fair. It's been really good experiences.
We talked about desire, we talked about effort, we talked about intensity, absolutely 10 out of 10 from every single one of you. Okay, I appreciate some maybe feel they didn't get as much of those lives, but you all came on, you all did the shifts we asked you to do, and we managed to see that game out. Hell of a performance, by far the strongest performance I've seen from this group this season. With one game for the final. One game for the final. Come on!
I think I've been in football for over 20 years now, whether it's been playing or coaching, whatever it might be, but I think that's one of my proudest moments ever within my football career. I think seeing the boys progress from day one, trial one, to where they've got to is such a rewarding experience, and the application that the boys did at Hampshire, incredible to be part of it, and like I said, the parents were a huge part of that process as well.
Devon's prize for beating Hampshire in the quarterfinals is a home semi-final against defending champions Essex. Whilst the tension will soon turn to what is set to be an absolutely massive occasion in the semi-finals, the team can reflect and celebrate a truly phenomenal achievement. The determination, the character and spirit once again on show for all to see, and maybe, just maybe, the team will start to believe that anything is possible. You've been watching County Colours, Dare to Dream.